Welcome everyone. In today's video I wanted to do an update for this video which I did last month called I gave money to the best performing fund managers on Solrise Finance. So this was on the 18th of December and I originally made my first investment I think on the 11th of December. So when I made this video it had been a week since I first made my investment and I was up 30% within that time, which is pretty good, and a lot of you guys seem to enjoy that video, so I thought I'd carry it on and talk about my experience with Solrise Finance. But quickly, if you're not familiar with Solrise Finance, essentially what it allows you to do is allows you to create your own decentralized hedge fund. So a fund manager could come in, such as like Shrimp Fund for example. They create their own fund, then investors can pour money in, and then that fund manager can choose where that money is allocated into different tokens. You know, it could be, stable coins, for example. It could be different DeFi tokens. It could be different layer 1 tokens, so on and so forth. And then you can look through how they've performed over time. For example, Shrimp Fund, they have $165,000 worth that they're controlling. And if you look in their sort of performance since the 26th of November, they're up 300%. So you have some quite talented traders on Solrise Finance. But I wanted to talk about my experience with it for the past month and a bit. So it's been about almost 5 weeks since I made my initial investment. As you can see here, December the 11th is when I put $100 in. So Solrise Finance is currently in its sort of gated launch, so you can only put in about, I think $200 is the max right now. So I put in $100 and then I gave it to 10 of the best performing fund managers at the time. And then after a week, I rebalanced my portfolio and then I took some fund managers out and added some new ones in. And then since then, my portfolio hasn't really done much. So if we just look at my graph, I started with the initial $100 investment, went all the way up to $130 within like 2 days. I was quite pleased with that. So that's a 30% gain in 2 days. So I think the biggest gains that I made there came from like Rutvik and Shrimp Fund. I think they aped the Cryo War IDO or something similar to that. Like Cryo War had come out like maybe a week beforehand and then it suddenly had a pump, and quite a few of the really good fund managers here on Solrise Finance managed to catch that pump. But ever since then, I went up to around $134, so 34% gain. But then we started to bleed out. I think the low was roughly $122, and then all the way back up to $129, and then just a slow bleed out since then for like the past week. But I'll tell you what, these traders are really good, and I haven't lost any money, so I definitely can't walk away from Solrise Finance with a negative experience, because I made money here and these guys have done phenomenally. If you take a look at the performances, you can see 62% gain from King, Shrimp Fund 86%, Rutvik 77%, and the worst loser that I've had here is Henty Avenger, which is minus 9%, which for a month really isn't terrible. And my overall performance has been 27.8%, and like I said, for a 5-week return, that is really good. Even on like a risk adjusted basis as well. If you think about it, I made all of that money in like the first 2 days and it's just gone sideways since then. If we take a look at the market itself, it's not performed very well at all, and I'm very surprised that these traders have managed to like not lose money, because I know a lot of people have lost a ton of money in like the last 5 weeks. So if we start from December the 11th, we'll just start here, and the total crypto market cap is down 9% since then. So if I go to total free, this calculates the total crypto market cap if we're excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll recalculate it here, and that's it's roughly a 0% gain. So I think this is probably a better benchmark, because the traders on Solrise Finance, they are limited to trading firstly like Solana DeFi tokens, and I think basically anything that's trading on Radium. There are going to be a few coins that are blacklisted because they're like meme coins or scam coins, but these traders don't have access to everything. I mean, they still have access to trade things like Solana, but if we just take a look at the price of Solana over time, that's really not been doing well either. So from the 11th of December, again, down about 16%. So these guys are really good. And you know what? I don't think you can even go short on Solrise Finance. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a long only thing. So if these traders were able to go short as well, I trust that some of them would have been able to make me money too. But just taking a look at how well some of the top performers have done, if we just take a look at fund performance, some of these guys have been exceptionally good. So Shrimp Fund, 240%, Rutvik, 219, King, 190, Guten Soul, 131%. So basically, all of those names, like I'm invested in all of these. I think Vin, I'm not. One or two of the ones that I probably invested in, I think, fell out of the top 10. But yeah, I think it's probably time to end this experiment, because I originally did this because it was going to be an ongoing series to just look at how the fund managers have performed and what they've been doing. But each week I basically was either sideways or maybe down 1 or 2%, or maybe even up 1 or 2%. So I didn't really think that would have made for a very interesting video. So I thought, it's probably not worth doing. I'll wait in a month, I'll see how it's performed, and then if it's still gone sideways after a month, I'll pull it out, and I can do something else with that money, because there's also opportunity cost, right? In that time, a lot of things have performed well. Like I said before, Phantom, One, Near, Atom, I could have put that $100 into them, experience the greater gain there. But so what I'll probably end up doing now is exiting these funds. What I will have to do is also pay a performance fee. So all of the fund managers who actually netted me a profit, I will pay a performance fee to. But the guys who didn't, so like Crypt, Dep, and Henty Avenger, I won't end up having to pay a performance fee, which is nice, because I didn't actually make any money there. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.